The man traveled back in time and fell in love with his pre-transition self. Then he became pregnant and gave birth to himself. The newborn was stolen and sent to the orphanage where she had grown up in 1945. She was later discovered by Robert from the space agency. Jane excelled in the tests, but everyone turned against her. After hitting the leader of the group, she was expelled from the program. To survive, Jane became a nanny. One night, she met Frank. To her surprise, Frank thought exactly like she did. They soon fell in love. One day, Frank suddenly disappeared. Then Robert came back and revealed they weren't a space agency at all, but a secret organization working for the government. They needed special people like her. But just then, Jane found out she was pregnant. The doctor told her she had both male and female organs, but neither had fully developed. Though her female side could support pregnancy, she suffered severe bleeding during delivery. Doctors removed her uterus and ovaries. Now, she had to undergo gender reassignment surgery to become a man. The baby became her only source of joy. But 2 weeks later, the baby was stolen. Jane completed her transition and fully became a man. Every time he saw himself in the mirror, he thought of Frank. Later, he changed his name to John and moved to New York to work as a cook. One day, he walked into a bar. The bartender revealed his true identity. He was part of Robert's secret agency. The bartender pulled out a time machine. They stood together and jumped to 1963. John returned to the place where he had once met Frank, and there he encountered Jane, his younger female self. He quickly realized that Frank had been himself from the future. Meanwhile, the bartender made an illegal jump to reach a mission site before it failed. This was his last chance to catch the enemy of his life. Sure enough, he ran into the bomber just after he completed the job. While searching in the dark, he was ambushed from behind and knocked out. When he came to, he heard gunfire. By the time he arrived, he only saw a badly burned agent. He helped retrieve the time machine. Then, at the scene, he found the bomb's chip and traveled to 1964, the hospital where Jane had given birth. He met Robert again, who said the agency's rules were designed to protect them. Without such restrictions, they could have achieved far more. Robert ordered him to take Jane's baby. Though he knew it would hurt her deeply, the cycle had to continue. He brought the baby back to 1945 and left it at the orphanage, completing Jane's origin. John was then taken to the Time Bureau in 1985. His first 22-year jump left him unconscious. When he woke up, he officially became a time agent. 7 years later, during a mission, he found the bomb. But as he tried to defuse it, a shadow flashed behind him. He was ambushed by the bomber again. Though uninjured, he lost precious time and the bomb exploded, burning his entire head. Luckily, the bartender, who had once again traveled illegally, recovered the time machine. John safely returned to 1992, but his face was destroyed. Doctors gave him reconstructive surgery. After the operation, John became the bartender. The bartender had always been him. The agency gave him one final mission: return to 1970 and recruit his younger self. Using purchase records from the chip, he tracked the bomber to a laundromat. There, he finally confronted Haim only to discover the bomber was his older self. He couldn't believe he would become a murderer, but the bartender still pulled the trigger. It was then that he realized he had created the Jane-John cycle, but he was also part of another cycle. He had no choice. He had to become the bomber. Otherwise, Jane, John, and he himself would all cease to exist. Due to copyright restrictions, this is all the content I am able to show.